Hey guys, welcome back. So I was up until 2 in the morning last night working on the new writer's room. I've had the audio for a while and I've just been working my way through editing it. And I am tired as all hell. And I thought, why don't I just make something nice, quick and easy for Wednesday so I have more time to work on, frankly, a really big, really big video for Friday. So, a while ago we looked through all of the G1 toy line, the characters I've made, the characters I'm going to make, and the characters that I'm going to do updated models for. So I thought, why don't we do the same for another toy line? And I've completely finished European G1. Mostly, I think, because there's a couple that I'm going to maybe redo, and there's a couple that I don't know if their toys significantly different. So this is a good opportunity for me to look through it as well, and anybody who likes Euro G1, I know it's a bit divisive, I know it's like you either love it or you hate it, nobody's really mixed on it. It's either you love Transformers with weird outlandish colour schemes, which was G2 has a little bit of it, but European G1 is like G2 on steroids for great, amazing colours. Or you just hate it outright, which I know a lot of people do. I know a lot of people can't really handle Euro G1 for just the sheer contrast in some of the color schemes on these guys. But yeah, so I've had some people ask about any updated Euro G1 stuff, and it was checked off for a while until I did not long ago go back and do some new stuff from it. So let's just get started off with the Action Master Elites. I'm probably going to redo the Action Master Elites. I went into this thinking I've done everybody, and first thing I'm saying is I'm redoing them. Yeah, now that I look at them, I realise my old models, especially for Omega Supreme, were not accurate. Double Punch I think's alright. I updated that. I made Double Punch when I was making Scorponok, and I updated the model when I finally released Scorponok, because he was sitting for a while, kind of undone. He was like kicking around, halfway finished. And I just rushed out Double Punch based on what I had done for him. So there's a few updates in that model that I would like to do and to maybe fix up Double Punch a bit, but I don't know, he's probably fine with what he's got. Now that I think about it, when I made these guys, I made them all Titans, because Omega Supreme has a very unique alt mode, but I didn't do that alt mode. I made animated Omega Supreme, and made the rest of the Action Master Elite to go with him. So I made them all fit his size, which is pretty much Titan size. So actually, now that I think about it, I probably will redo all of them in normal, probably not normal Transformer size, maybe like a little bit bigger. I imagine these guys as being sort of big, maybe not Titan sized, I mean, maybe not even Combiner sized. I don't know, whenever I think of these guys, I think of being big Titans, just to fill out more, because there's a lot of Titans, but a lot of them are just recolors of other characters. There's a billion different Metroplex recolors out there. But, I don't know, I think like if they're not going to be Titans, I might do newer ones that are just like Ultra Magnus size, maybe. Kind of in between a normal guy and a Combiner. But, same for Turbo Master and Windmill. Windmill he's weird. I'm much better doing alt modes than I was back when I did these guys, and looking at Windmill, he's horrifying. The Action Master Elites were weird. They kind of tried to shove transformations into designs that weren't really made for transforming, and it really shows with some of them. A lot of them are alright. They look bad. Windmill, I think, tries to be the most adventurous out of all of them, but it doesn't really work. I mean, it looks alright, but I think his main problem is he's like really asymmetrical, which should work to his favor, but it's like one leg makes the bottom of the helicopter mode, the other makes a tail rotor, one arm becomes a cannon, and the other arm's the top of the helicopter. It's like he's sideways, he's lying on his side to do the helicopter mode. But his legs are like, one of them's just sticking straight out, and the other one looks like it's been broken in half. And his legs also got bombs on it. And one arm's a giant cannon. I mean, this guy, he looks great. I love his look, but I think I'm going to have to go back and... No, I'm looking at them and I think I'm going to have to go back soon, sooner rather than later, and give them like a model that's justified, because I was just looking back on some of these to work on this, and my version of him does not give him justice. The Action Master exosuits. Like with all the other Action Masters, I will probably do the actual guys themselves at some point, accurate to how the toy kibble looks. Apart from maybe Thundercracker, I'm toying with the idea of an updated Seeker. I think I'm going to do an updated Seeker model. So at some point I might get to doing Action Master Thundercracker, but I might give him a new name. Who knows. But, Slicer I'll do whenever I get an updated Wheeljack. And Circuit and Rumbler I'll do based on whatever their kibble looks like, which, when I made my Action Masters, I mentioned it in the G1 video, the kibble did not take into account. I just went off of like what their modern toys have been and what I felt was right for them. For the actual suits themselves, I gave them all robot modes like I do with every other Action Master, and I'm fine with them. I don't see any major thing to do with them. I think they all look fine enough. I based one of them more on, I think it was a 2-pack where it came with Slicer, so it would have been the assault vehicle. And I think the other one had big treads. I'm not sure if that's accurate. I don't think that's accurate to the toy. So maybe I'll redo one of them at some point to be more accurate, whatever one wasn't. Normal Action Masters. I just did Trax and Bombshell because they are unique enough from the other looks. Sideswipe I probably won't do because he just looks like normal Sideswipe. He doesn't look different at all. Charger, Power Flash, and Takeoff I'll probably redo when I get round to giving the Action Masters updated models. And all other partners I'm pretty sure I've done, and I don't need to really update them, I don't think. Aqua Speeders, weird. Just weird. They came out in G2, but if I remember right, Deluge was called Drench, and they all had like swapped names around. I think Jetstorm became Golbots? Yeah, he was Golbots, but in G2 Europe he was still Jetstorm. So I think I've done the G2 versions as well, but I don't know. These guys were also pretty early, and I might redo them with updated molds. But I might do the Euro G2 versions because I think they have some differences. There's some stuff that came out which I can't find pictures of it, and I don't know if it's significantly different. So there's an Autobot car here that's Trax, and it's made by Gestra, which Hasbro kind of licensed out a lot of G1 stuff to be made by other companies, and that's where you get like all the weird Latin American mini-bots or the French Optimus Prime with red feet. So I don't know if the Gestra Trax, I know it's one of them, I don't know if it's significantly different enough from Trax to warrant it. Like I know there's a lot of Italian versions of toys and stuff that are slightly different plastic colours, but I don't really see them as needing a new model, and I feel like the Gestra Trax, if I can track down a picture, I'll double check, but I don't think it needs any updated model. The accelerators, similar to the Aqua Speeders, I'm pretty sure these guys also came out in G2. Yeah, they did. And they had different names. So, I think I've done the Euro G1 versions, but I'll do the G2 versions at some point. And I might redo some of these guys, honestly. Because I think it was Scarum I did, or it might have been Zap. One of them I reused Animated Lockdown for, and I don't think it fits very well. I used it at the time because I was really happy with that Lockdown model, but looking at it, I really just went for it because of like how the vehicle mode looks, and it looks weird and spindly. But Black Moldy doesn't really look weird and spindly, it looks kind of normal. So I might redo some of these guys. I'm very happy with Hot Rider, but the other three, maybe, redos. The Combiners, don't really see any significantly different characters here, well, not toys or decos or anything. So, I think they're all good. The Constructicons don't have pictures on here. If I remember right, they released in yellow, but without the Combiner cable. So, if that's that release, then I'll hold off till G2. Because I know G2 got the yellow Constructicons with the Kibble, so they could actually do the combiner. So, yeah, those 6, probably will just hold off to G2 for them. I don't think the Dinobots were significantly different. Don't think they're called heroes on here, they're just the Autobot cars. I don't think they were very different either. They were classics releases, so I think they were just re-releases. Optimus Prime and the French Optimus Prime. The French one I'll probably do at some point because it's different enough and I can see some fun stuff doing with that character. And the normal Optimus Prime just looks the same, so I don't really see any reason to do him. Lightformers and Trekons. I might redo them, honestly. I know with Iron Fist, I kind of made him a little bit of a mix between IDW and G1. Fierce Whoop, I think's alright, but I don't know how well his Kibble matches, so his actual alt mode. Calcar, I don't think he has a good alt mode. And Deathwing, I think Deathwing was probably the best out of the group. I really like how that Iron Fist came out, but I don't think he was the best accuracy-wise. Deathwing I think was pretty accurate, but if I redo them, if I redo like 3 of them, I gotta just redo the 4th. So they might get redone. But yeah, their weapons as well, I completely forgot to do. I was going to do a weapon pack for them, slipped my mind completely, so I'll throw that in a weapons pack coming up. You'll notice I always forget weapons. I'm good for it sometimes, but then sometimes I also just completely forget to throw them in. So for that sort of thing, I'll catch up with a weapons pack. The weapons pack, I do big weapons packs. Or I've done a big one, but I'm working on other ones. Where I'll just kind of make my way through a list of toy lines and stuff for different weapons to throw in. If anybody has any requests for a weapons pack, let me know and I'll see what I can do with throwing stuff in. There was a blue Huffer, which I can't see a picture of, but I'm pretty sure that was the inspiration for Puffer, who was, it was Pipes by Blue Huffer in this. But Puffer was it must be, because that was the Pipes, but in blue, and they called him Puffer for, Blue Huffer, so. Honestly, it was the Puffer mode in blue. This one wrecks my brain every time I think about it, because it's going back and forth from Blue Puffer, or from Blue Huffer to Pipes to Puffer, and I'm pretty sure it's just that's what Puffer was in that Kingdom 2 pack, so I'm pretty sure I've done him. Motivators, I've done them, and I did recently go back and do their little Energon guys. I know in Japan they're Brain Masters. I want to say in Euro G1 they were called like Energy Cores or something, or Energon Cores or something like that. I did go back and do them. The thing that annoys me is they don't have names. So, I just had to have like Lightspeed's Energon figure or something like that. I can't remember what I named them, but I know it annoys me. I like when the little guys have separate names. It annoys me when we get like headmasters, like Japanese headmasters. I don't like that it's like Hardhead is also Hardhead when he's like just the little guy. I like it being separate, just so for doing the models I think it's easier. But yeah, these guys are done, and I also did their combiner that it was a bit weird. I kind of had to strip back from Road Caesar. Road Caesar, these guys are just Road Caesar, but they didn't come with any of the combiner cable, which I guess is a bit of a theme for Euro G1. I don't know why they didn't put out any combiner stuff. It must have just been a budget thing. But yeah, I kind of had to strip that model back, and like I think I had to shrink the head down or something if it fit better. The Obliterators I have done, and I'm happy enough with them. I might redo Pyro, but that'll just be for doing the IDW version, so that's not even a redo, that's just like a whole new guy. I know Pyro's got some new toys. I think he got a Botcon toy. He might have got 2 Botcon toys, but I'm pretty sure it was just 1. And he got something else. I'm almost positive he got at least 1 other toy somewhere. It might have been like a Botshot or a Creo or something, but I remember seeing something else in his colors. It might have been like a movie Sentinel retool. That would make sense. But he'll get maybe a new one in IDW. This is also the first time so far that we've seen, apart from the Action Master vehicles, I forgot about them, but I love turning random sort of kibble stuff into characters. All the Action Master vehicles are turned into new characters. in the Obliterators trailers, they turn out new characters as well. And normally, I will be really lazy with the names, and if it's something like a recolor of Optimus Prime at Nightwatch Optimus Prime, I'll call that non-Nightwatch. These guys didn't really have any interesting name I could give them, so the trailers for Pyro and Clanch are just called Oblit and Raider. Some of the worst names I've ever done. Galaxy Shuttle and Overlord were released in Euro G1. I think these also came out under Classics or something. Like it's Transformers reuses stuff all the time. Classics, as in the like G1 reissues, not as in the whole new toy line that came out in the 2000s. This was 90s stuff. They are pretty much the same as the Japanese versions, I think. I don't even know if they're significantly different. Like when I look at this for mold reassignments for Overlord, it says that this mold hasn't been used again, which makes me think that it is just the Japanese version released in Europe. I do know that Overlord, when I did him, I didn't realise this, he came with a little car guy that one of the Power Masters could plug into. It wasn't really a guy, it was more just a little extra bit of grey plastic with 2 wheels on it, or maybe 4 wheels, I can only see 2. But I want to turn him into a little guy, I want to turn him into his own little character, so I might go back and do him. Galaxy Shuttle, he's just the same. I have had people asking, I will do I want to say it was Legacy Galaxy Shuttle, that is an Astral Train recolor. But I see that as like a hold off until I'm doing Legacy sort of thing. I know Legacy had a few things like that, where it's some kind of unique versions of characters, when you get characters recolored from others, and it looks significantly different from the original. Not that it's bad, it's like a good way of getting the character out, but they look different enough for me to want to do another model of them. So I'll redo Galaxy Shuttle and get to that. The Predators I have done, and I'm overall happy with them. I actually reused that Skyquake relatively recently. So I think these guys still kind of hold up. Stalker I used as well for Universe 1 stuff, and also Machine Wars when I did that. The other 4, yeah, they're fine enough. I don't really see a need to go back and redo them. The Rescue Force, I love the Rescue Force. These guys are the best force, but they only released 4 of them. We only got the 2 tanks and the 2 that form the core. I'm bad with Japanese Transformers names. I can name the combiners, and I can name like Genrai, God Bomber. I'll let the really big ones. I can't name off all the members of the Brass Force or anything like that. But yeah, I did these guys, and they also can combine, kind of. I was never really advertised as being a combiner, but it came up in some kind of comic at some point. You could see their little combined form in the background, which I think's really cool. You never really get a 4-man combiner team, and I just love the idea that there's just like this weird normal size combiner, but instead of having the normal big arms that a combiner has, he has weird scrawny little crane arm things. They're really cool. So yeah, I'm happy with them. I don't think I'll redo them. Sky Scorchers came out in G2. Don't know if they got different names, but I think the names got mumbled around them. I want to say that Snipe turned into somebody else or something. I kind of want to redo these guys to have them fit their alt modes a bit better. Maybe, maybe not. Don't know. The Stormtroopers. Done them. Happy enough with them. These guys are weird because they're all like weird bubble cars. When they're the Saturn guys that had a water gimmick, the other ones were the Aqua Speeders. And they were relatively normal looking vehicles. The Stormtroopers is where they got weird. So yeah, maybe. But I think they're fine enough. The Throttlepots are just exact re-releases of the ones in America, so nothing new there. I think that's the same for the Triple Changers. They all came out as under Classics. Again, European reissues Classics. So I think they're just the same as well. And last thing is the Turbo Masters. So I've done them, and I did recently redo Thunder Clash. Thunder Clash is one of the first models I made because I was rereading IDW, and Thunder Clash shows up a bit in IDW, and I remade him based on the IDW version, and I just released that with these guys. But I did go back recently and redo Thunder Clash, and I also gave his trailer an alt mode. That was all based on the Machine Wars, Optimus, and I want to say I called that trailer Battle Hour, like I do with all the other Optimuses, but I might have called him something else. I don't know what Euro G1 Thunder Clash's trailer was called, but I've redone them. I do know there was a 7th member, or for my case, 8th, kinda, of the Turbo Masters. And I think at TF Nation, they're doing like a raffle for one that's based off of Star Convoy. But they made a 7th, or they made concept art at least for a 7th member, and they never released them. So if I can find that, I'll probably do that, because I remember that toy was, I remember seeing pictures of it, and it looked really cool. But the TF Nation version of it as well, I might do that. That looks cool. Star Convoy I've done, but I haven't really got to reuse them for anything, and I do quite like that Star Convoy model. I'm a little stroke. I do quite like the Star Convoy model I made. So maybe I'll do both versions of that guy. I don't even know if he has a name. But yeah, that's our European G1. I've got a bunch of other guys that a bunch of other series I'm working on actively, and a couple others that I've finished. So yeah, if you want me to have a look at any specific series and walk you through who I've done, who I'm doing, and who I'm redoing, yeah, let me know. I'm thinking about doing something to do with GoBots, but that's such a big toy line. It might take a while to do something with that, but yeah, that's all from me. Tune back in on Friday for a really big Armada video, which, if I'm being honest, might get split into a 2-parter, because my god, that's a daunting script I'm looking at right now. Yeah, see you guys in the next video.